I have a picture pinned to my wall, an image of you and of me, and we're laughing, we're loving it all. Look at our life now, tattered and torn. We fuss and we fight and we lie and the tears and we cry until dawn. Oh, hold me now. Oh, warm my heart and stay with me. Let loving start, let loving start. Oh, hold me now. Oh, warm my heart and stay with me. Let loving start, let loving start. How's it going, folks? This is Wayne R back with another lesson, and anyone of a certain vintage remember this classic from the 80s, the Thompson twins on Hold Me Now. I've had a few requests for, more 80s stuff, and the Thompson twins are one of my favourite bands in the 80s, along with Tears for Fears. I thought that, both of those bands were a little bit different than everybody else, in that early 80s electronic period. And I think this was their biggest single, number one, great song, and I think it transposes, over really well on an acoustic guitar, as great songs always do. There is a couple of bar chords in it, however, so I wouldn't say it's an absolute beginner's song, even though it's pretty much the same chord progression all the way through. But if you're at a stage where you're just getting into bar chords, maybe this would be the ideal song. And as always, I'm going to post it up on my Patreon page. You'll find a link to that in the comments, also a link in the description. And the way that works, just click on the link, sign up for as little as a couple of quid a month, or however much you guys want to pledge. It's all very much appreciated, and I can promise you all the money generally goes back into the lessons, so it's a way that you guys can help this channel out. As I said, very much appreciated, and it gives you access to not only the chords, lyrics and strumming patterns to this song, pretty much everything I've done over the past, coming up to 5 years now, so there's a lot of content up there. There's some exclusive videos that aren't on YouTube, there's videos there from the archive, there's stuff to coincide with some of the technique lessons that I've done. So what you're waiting for, link in the comments, link in the description. If you don't want to do that, underneath the video somewhere there, I've got a super thanks link. You can click on that and make a small donation, again, massively appreciated. Thanks for your continued support. Thanks everyone who's subscribed and continues to do so. Thanks for your continued support. It's absolutely massively appreciated, as I always say. If you haven't got round to it already, please hit that little notification bell. You'll find that just underneath the video somewhere there, and you get notified every time I put a video out, so you can keep up to date with all the videos. And if you want to, please go over and give me a like on social media. So I'm Wayne R Guitar on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now also TikTok, as you always say. I'm trying to get down with the kids. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so to play this song, you're going to need your guitar in standard tuning, and as I said in the intro, it's more or less the same chord progression all the way through the song. Okay, the verse is exactly the same as the chorus. There's one other bit, a middle eight, or if you like to call it the bridge, after the second chorus. That's the only other different bit in the song. So the chords are, your first chord is going to be a D, the next chord is a B minor, okay, then we've got a C, and then we're going to go to an A. Okay, I like to do embellishments on all of those chords just to add a little bit more in there. So the D, you probably saw me doing a D sus2, that's just taking your second finger off and then putting it back on again. The B minor, occasionally I'll take my second finger sort of on and off, okay. The C chord, middle finger sort of on and off, and then the A chord, I'll either go to an A sus2 or, an A sus4. Just think it adds a little bit more in there. So if I just play you those chords, so we got the D, your B minor, the C, and then the A. I have a picture pinned to my wall, an image of you and of me, and we're laughing and loving it all. See those embellishments there? Look at our life now, tattered and torn. We fuss and we fight and we lie and the tears and we cry until dawn. Same in the chorus. Hold me now. Oh, my heart. Stay with me. Let loving start. Let loving start. Okay, so as I said, that's pretty much, the meat and potatoes of the song. Except for after the second chorus, we've got this little sort of middle eight part, and that is going from a B flat, one of the hardest bar chords to play, and a C chord. So, does that 4 times. Ask if I love you. Now back into reverse again. Okay, so after that verse we've got another chorus, and that chorus just generally starts repeating to the end of the song. Okay, so as I said, fairly straightforward chord wise. So a strumming pattern, there's a couple of strumming patterns that would work to this. I tend to use a down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So if you hear that around the chords. That's a down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Or another one which would work, more or less the same. Down, down, up, down, up. So if you heard that. And that is pretty much all you're going to need. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed that. And as I always say at this point in my lessons, come on, if you don't like that song, you don't like music. And I know it's probably people of a certain age like me, but remember the 80s. People always say if you remember the 80s, you weren't there. A bit like the 60s, I assume. So there we go. So hope you all enjoyed that. If you've got any requests for any other classic 80s song, or it can be anything 50s to modern day, that's going to work well on an acoustic or an electric guitar, as I said, within reason. So the easiest way to put requests in is obviously comment below the video in the comments, or if you want to find me a personal message over on those social media platforms I suggested at the start of the video, you're very welcome to. I just always point out that I do get quite a lot of requests, and I do have to sort of handpick them a little bit. Some things work, some things don't. But don't let that put you guys off. Please do keep your requests coming, because that's what keeps this channel going, and it's very much appreciated. Another thing that's very much appreciated, I'll quickly mention it again, thanks everyone who's subscribed. If you haven't got round to it, please hit that little notification bell so you can keep up to date with all the videos that we put out. The Patreon page, sorry to keep banging on about it, you want all the chords, lyrics and strumming patterns to all the songs I do, as well as bonus content. There's a link to that in the comments, also a link in the description. I've got the super thanks link if you'd like to make a small donation. Again, massively appreciated. That's just underneath the video somewhere there. And another way that you guys could help this channel out, this doesn't cost you a penny however, and it's word of mouth. Word of mouth is a very powerful thing, so if you dig what I do, please like and share my lessons, tell your friends, tell your work colleagues, anyone plays a guitar, please point them in my direction. I'd really appreciate that. So that just leads me to say, whatever time of day it is you're watching, maybe morning, day, night, thank you very much, and I'll catch you all for a lesson very soon. Take care.